don't sit here and blame the media because parts of your party are Looney Tunes just like yourself. Hi, welcome to JOA. If you're new to my channel, please click subscribe and click the bell so you'll be the first to know when I upload. I'd really appreciate it if you do subscribe and click the bell. Welcome to JOA. If you are the type of person that likes unfiltered and straight direct talk, and this is a channel for you, boo. Watch this clip and I'll come back with some more.
Interesting piece, and Tara Palmieri works for Politico, and she's a really great reporter. She went to Cheyenne, Wyoming, where there's this huge, disconnect between the Liz Cheneys of the party and the Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz actually went to Wyoming to come out against her and say that she was wrong on impeachment. And I do think the more that the mainstream media continues to come out and say that all Republicans are birthers and crazy people and we believe in space lasers, then the more it makes traditional Republicans, and there's still a lot of them in the country, go back into their corners. And this is becoming very tribal. And I would argue that this is how we got Trump in the first place, is that there's just no nuance in it. I know that I have been talking all weekend with friends of mine some friends who are still Trump supporters, but don't like Marjorie Greene, obviously, and think she's crazy. I've yet to find anyone that likes her in my own personal life. And then there are other people who are like, screw the left, screw the media, because as long as we are all this one amorphous, crazy person, then it doesn't really matter. Then what's the point of even trying to have an argument if we're all Marjorie Taylor Greene? And I think that's the danger. I mean, look, you guys know me. I know you. I'm not like Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm a Republican. I don't believe in birtherism. I don't believe in the Confederate flag, but it doesn't matter, because as long as it's only Marjorie Taylor Greene, then people like me don't matter anymore. And it's, in fairness, Marjorie Taylor Greene is giving the media and giving the public exactly the wrong thing at the wrong moment, and is giving people on a silver platter this insanity. But even for me, I'm sick of trying to defend the fact that this crazy person isn't like the rest of us. She's kind of like Steve King, and she's sort of loud and embarrassing and not effective. I do think she should be removed from any and all appointments she had, especially education. But am I going to live a life where every day our first hot topic now is Marjorie Taylor Greene? Maybe.
So Meghan McCain is currently trending on Twitter, being read for Phil. Soledad O'Brien, who is a very prominent journalist in her own right, is basically calling Meghan McCain a victim, because that's what she is. Meghan McCain is a victim. And for you to sit here and blame the media for the parts of the Republican Party for being the reason that they are is highly crazy and highly hypocritical. No one's telling this representative, this congresswoman that's crazy as hell to tell her what to say. The media is not telling her what to say. We're not sitting here and telling her that Obama was a Muslim when all his life, his mother is a Christian and his mother raised him, and his father was in his life. His father was basically in Kenya all throughout his childhood. There's probably one thing that I agree with this representative that she says, 911 being a hoax. I mean, come on now. I mean, earlier during the Iraqi war, they kept saying that they were building mass boom, boom, boom of destruction, but that wasn't really true, right? So that's probably the only thing I can agree with her on. And there are Republicans in the party who do agree upon that. I mean, me being who I am, Middle Eastern, just 911 changed my whole life. It literally did. I mean, it changed the perceptions of people when I tell them who I am, and it's just changed everyone's lives, especially for the people who live in New York who are constantly, profiled by law enforcement for being of Arab descent. And until this day, it's still the way it is, and it's a stigma. It's the stigma to be where I'm from and be a product of where I'm from. But anyways, I don't use that to be a victim like Meghan McCain. I'm not blaming the media for, telling me who I should be. Like, the person who you are supposed to be is not from the media. It's who raised you between the four walls of your home, your parents, your father, your mother, your guardianship. It's not the media, Meghan McCain. So stop blaming the media, because most of the media is mainstream and not really to the party of your liking. Stop using your husband talking points so he can, portray his fake plagiarist website onto mainstream media, because your husband is controlling you and will never see the day of being on mainstream or even have a job on Fox News. The only best thing he can do is be a contributor to Fox and Friends, and he'll never see the lighter day of being the TV star that he wants to be. So you know what he does instead? He controls you. He controls you, as your husband, and you're there for it. I actually had an interview today with someone who basically was a guest on Meghan McCain's show in the radio days, and this person basically told me that Meghan McCain changed. She's not the person who she was until joining The View, and I agree with that. And that interview will be coming out very, very soon. I got to edit it out. That's kind of the reason why my Wendy Williams video today came out a little bit later, because I talked to a person who's a host and a media personality in their own right, and they had some time with Meghan McCain. When it's all said and done, there's different segments of the Republican Party. There's a Meghan McCain, Ben Dominant's party that's extremely radical, and I'm going to include her with the woman that made those comments, because yes, Meghan McCain, you are that woman in a television sense. You're neurotic. And then there's the John McCain and Mistress Cindy McCain type of Republican. And then there's a type of Republican that really just is a Republican based on, family and just based on money. They just want their money. They really don't care about the policy and politics of it all. They just want their taxes to be done right, and they want to save all their money. They're anti-government, they're limited government, and I respect that. I mean, there's just people have the right to feel how they want to feel. So, but that's different from what this Meghan McCain is saying, though. I really don't know what else to say. This girl is giving me a headache. She's really tired out. She's giving me a headache. I wish they just bring Jedediah Bila back on The View, or some other conservative like a Tara Setmeyer, or even Anna Navarro, to replace this filth on The View at the moment. But anyways, y'all, please do subscribe and click the bell so you'll be the first to know when I upload. Deuces. Yeah.